Okay. Whoa. Wow. Wow. Okay, we just finished the morning segment of the the Amber the trial. I'm thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for clicking the little bell. Um uh Today was a roller coaster, an absolute roller coaster, and I have to say uh, so you can see the background. She she fucked herself today. Like, that was the most clinical, the most to the T case of a psychopath, sociopath I think I've ever seen. You had emotions ranging from happy and smiling to fake crying and trying to cry. And then you had emotions where she was supposed to be fake crying, right? And then she just became normal again. This woman has I said it a few weeks ago, a couple weeks ago. This woman has something wrong with her. Amber Heard there's something going on up there. And do I feel sorry for her? No. Fuck no. After that, no. After that display that she just put on against Camille Vasquez fucking owned her ass. That's what she did. But first, before I want to get into a couple of things, because some people sent me some stuff. So we're going to bring up this one first. Look at this one. These are the text messages, right? And now look at the circle. These are the text messages from yesterday that Heard's attorneys tried to bring out for Johnny Depp. Now this message, this message is hilarious. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I want to read the most hilarious part. Watch. She's begging for global humiliation. She's going to get it. I can't see because of the circle. I'm going to need your text about San Francisco, brother. I'm sorry to ask, but she sucked Mollis's crooked dick. And he gave her, oh, I didn't zoom in. So stupid. And he gave her some shitty lawyers. I have no mercy, no fear, and not an ounce of, I can't see it because the circle's there, or what I thought was love for this gold-digging, low-level, dime-a-dozen, mushy, pointless, dangling, overused, flappy fish market. Hey, and you know what, man? You want me to tell you what? Johnny Depp, he held all of his anger and he put it into text messages. He put all of his anger into hitting cabinets, like that's a big deal. He put all of his anger in the correct places. You know where she put her anger? In physical violence. Oh, but it's mutual abuse, right? Shut the fuck up. Okay, so look, so we're going to get back into this. Now look, right there, that big one that I talked about, that big text message, it says outgoing. Okay? That big text message. Now, Robert Rottenborn, the fucking idiot that he is, this more seems like some kind of manipulation, because if you look at these other text messages that they tried to pin on him, they all say incoming. Look, incoming. And then look at, oh, well, there's only two. Yeah, there's only two. Incoming. Dude, these text messages weren't even from him, and I can't believe that Johnny Depp's team didn't catch that. I can't believe that. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. So then, do we have anything else? No, I think that was it. Man. So let's just start at the top. And I really want to run through it. I don't want to make this a long-ass video because all these people that came up, they've already said stuff that we've heard. So we're just going to run through. Trial day 23, they start with Dr. Gilbert. He's a hand surgeon. They start talking about his credentials. He reviewed all the court stuff and does Depp's description of the hand injury with the vodka bottle or Heard's description with the phone. So then, they were establishing that that's what they thought. And he said there was a sharp laceration because it represented clean edges on the wound. So you remember how they were talking about how whatever, like, it's whatever, man. We all believe that she did it. We all believe it now. We all believe that she threw a fucking vodka bottle at him. In your view, what type of mechanism can cause this? High velocity or force crush type, a bottle being thrown. He called it comminuted fracture that has multiple fragments. Could this injury have been sustained how Depp described? I do believe so. Vodka bottle would have crushed the tip of the finger. And the description of Heard, where she said it was something else. I think the doors. I think that's very unlikely. If injury occurred how Heard had described, And then, like he says, what if the injury had occurred how Heard had described? Excuse me. And he says you would have had damage to the nail and loss of the nail and blood under the nail. Yeah, because if your finger gets like jammed like by doors, the nail would have been all crushed, like pinched as well, and that's not how it was. He says, and then he says it's an angle injury. He starts talking about the direction of the injury, and then they show the photo of the X-ray we've already seen. He says it's a fracture of the bone, loss of soft tissue. There was no injury to the nail. If it would have happened the way she described it, you would have seen injury to the nail. They start talking about Dr. Moore from yesterday. Dr. Moore commented on an absence of glass in the injury. Does that factor in? It really doesn't. You don't see glass in these type of injuries. More common to see glass embedded in wounds with glass shards. So then they did cross. He brings up how he's being paid again because, dude, that's been their argument this whole 6 weeks. Every single witness that Johnny Depp has had, Rottenborn or the other lady, Elaine or something, the first thing they've said is, how much are you being paid? Now, I know that they said that to what's his name, to Heard's witnesses too, but it's been a theme with them. That's like been the theme. Oh, you're getting paid to say this. You're not saying it because it's true. Well, apparently we've also found out that they were getting paid. That one dude was making $5,000 a day. So what the hell are you talking about? So then nothing really happened. They just bring how much he's getting paid, and then he goes on for 10 minutes about her not actually saying she testified what happened to the finger. Okay. Like these kind of arguments, do you notice that they're not arguing about the right thing? They're doing like a misdirection kind of thing, because he says, did you see? Well, I don't have it here, like, but I remember what he said. He's like, did you hear Miss Heard testify that she didn't say how it happened? Whatever, man, fine. Like, it's the second to last day. Tomorrow's closing. Fine, Rottenborn, whatever. Like, there was nothing Rottenborn could have done. Sorry. Well, she's lost. It's over. So then Johnny Depp's team rests their case, and then they do rebuttal evidence, and they call some guy named Julian Ackert. I had to work, so I didn't see that guy, but from what I understand, I only saw a little bit of it. He was just trying to show that what the dude said yesterday about the photos being fake, that he was just trying to show whatever. I don't know. Like, see, the thing is here, are you going to believe this guy, this Julian Ackert guy? Are you going to believe the guy that she brought up, the guy that was like the one that brought out the photos? Like, are you going to believe these people? Or are you going to believe the guy that actually showed the metadata was full of shit and everything? Like, he showed it yesterday. We saw it. It was in the afternoon, but I didn't talk about it. You see, but we saw all that part. If you saw the part of the trial at the end yesterday in the afternoon, the dude showed how everything was full of shit. And actually, I forgot about that. This photo has been up for a while, so you can see it right there. Like, she's full of shit. She faked these photos. Okay, and so basically the takeaway from that was 2 visually different photos with the exact same metadata, but they're different. They're not different, man. You're full of shit. So then they bring up Dr. Don Hughes, and I'm going to tell you straight up, I almost didn't even take notes because I didn't want to hear that woman speak. And I'm not going to lie to you right now. I did not want to hear her speak. I didn't even want to hear her bullshit because yesterday she got dropped. That woman yesterday that came up, or whoever it was, the doctor yesterday, or I think it was Curry, right? Dr. Curry yesterday, she dropped her ass. Everything that Don Hughes said. And basically you see in cross that everything she did was wrong. You're going to see in the cross. So I think there's only a couple of things here. She goes over all the same shit we've already heard. She says, Dr. Curry said that you misinterpreted her results. And Hughes says, I caught her again. Yes, I do agree that I misinterpreted her results. No. I don't agree. Dude, the right answer is usually the first answer. And remember when Amber Heard did that because she started talking about Elon Musk and how that was the first time she had met him at the Met Gala. But then she said, remember when she said, oh, well, he sat next to me. Up. No, he sat a couple of seats away from me. Dude, these people are fucking lying. And it's so ridiculous. Then they asked Dr. Curry, they asked about Dr. Curry saying that someone with PTSD is immobile and stays at home. She says, no, that's not correct. It's not debilitating. Wow, dude. I mean, all you have to do is go find someone that's been in the military. That's it. I mean, people that have been in the military have PSD, a lot of them. A very high percentage of people that have been in the military, they have PSD, and they don't want to come out of their house. They ruin their relationships. They don't want to do anything with their lives. This is the problem with something like this. And really, something like this, man, proves that why these people didn't want this trial televised, because they knew they were going to be lying. They knew they were going to be seen for being full of shit the way that they actually are. So nothing really happened after that. Nothing happened with this Dr. Hughes. They were just trying to come in and talk about Curry yesterday dropping her ass. And after hearing Curry's testimony, I don't even have to hear a fucking word you say. After hearing that testimony yesterday from Dr. Curry, I don't have to hear you, lady. I don't want to hear you. I know you're biased against men. I know you hate men. You know, at least they got her to comb her fucking hair this time. Last time she was all disheveled. She looked like she's just given a blowjob. Like, geez. So then they do a cross, and this one I did get. You diagnosed her with PTSD before you gave the CAPS 5. Yes. Okay, so you're full of shit. 1. Photo 1311, PTSD checklist paper. Are you familiar with this? Yes. What is it? An instruction manual. 1312, PCL5 should not be used as a standalone diagnostic tool, e.g. the CAPS 5. She didn't follow the manual. She admits she used her opinion, and she didn't follow any kind of protocol for the actual tests. Dude, why are we listening to this person? Why is she even up there? Oh, that's right, because she hates men, and she told Amber Heard whatever she wanted to hear, and she took Amber Heard's self-reporting and just put it down on paper. And she didn't even fill out the tests correctly. So then they show 1309. Oh, the attorney says, you say we need to read the manual, so you also say we need to read the instructions. She says, sure. 1309 demonstrative CTS2 that you administered as part of this battery of tests, right? You'll agree with me this test specifically asks in front of every question, how often did this happen in the past year? So then she comes up with this bullshit rant that she was trying to do another time period. So, okay, fine. You were trying to do another time period because Heard was with him in past years. So why did you even do it that way? Because you're doing the test wrong. You knew what you were doing, and you knew exactly what was going to happen. You see? And this is another reason that shows why they didn't want it televised. They didn't want anyone to know that this woman was using all these tests improperly, and she was filling them out improperly. So that's essentially what it is. Then they show the danger assessment test. Using the calendar, uses the dates during the past year. She gives an answer about Heard being out of the relationship already. I just said that. And then she goes on to say, people who are going to feign meaning like they don't really show it on purpose, only feign one diagnosis. They talk about all different symptoms and they exaggerate and make themselves seem much more worse than they are. Oh, okay, Dr. Hughes. So you mean Amber Heard? Like, look at me, man. I'm so done with these people. I'm so done. I don't want to do this anymore. And I'm not even talking about make videos for you. I don't want to hear them anymore. I don't want this shit in my mind anymore. I don't like it. I hate being lied to. I hate being played a fool. And they're trying to play all of us for fools. All of us. And then he goes to say, this test indicates you're supposed to look at the past year. She goes on a rant and she says, I used it retrospectively. Don't the instructions limit this test to the previous year? On this, yes. And then they bring up 1247, which is the CAPS 5. They show the instructions. Standard administration and scoring of CAPS essential for producing reliable scores and diagnostic conditions. Yes. And she didn't do any of that. You score these tests by frequency and intensity. Yes. In every instance, you fill in the blank. That is not correct. She talks about how she filled it in on the side. So she did all these important tests and she didn't even do them right. She didn't fill them out right. She didn't do anything correctly because apparently during the testimony, you even heard her say they were collaborating. Like, dude, they were collaborating. Like, I got an itch in my eye, sorry. They were collaborating for this shit. They planned this shit, man. Like, I'm starting to get angry now. I'm glad it's over because I'm starting to get angry now because it's easy to see that they wanted to play all of us. They wanted us to just believe her and just take her word because she's a woman. It's so obvious. So basically, there's some more questions. Item 4B4, you didn't use the test as followed on the instruction, the standardized test. Yes, no further questions. And so basically, Dr. Hughes' logic is, I'm an expert, and therefore I don't need to follow instructions on standardized tests. Okay. So then why the fuck would we even listen to you, lady? Because that's essentially what she said on that cross. She basically, in like so many questions and answers, she basically said, look, I can do it because I knew what I was doing. Fine, whatever. So then Amber Turd comes out to testify again. I mean, Amber Heard. So this is a bit. I do have a bit right here. So we're gonna be here for a little bit. It's already 15 minutes. Damn. How have you? And her attorney says first, how have you suffered as a result of Deb Waldman's statements? Harassed, humiliated, threatened every single day. Good. I'm glad. Good. She's staring, and then she starts fake crying again. And then she says, Johnny promised me that if I ever let him go, he'd make me think about him every single day if I did. Yeah, whatever, man. Whatever. Like, I don't have any more patience for this woman. I have none. Like, there's no space between my fingers. I have no patience for her anymore. Like, she went up there and she did it again. She started testifying and she started fake crying again, right in front of us, as if we hadn't seen what had happened weeks ago. She did it all over again, as if we're all stupid and we're all just supposed to listen to her and see her little fake crying, and we're all supposed to be like, oh my God, like she's fake crying, oh my God. Dude, like, we already know you're lying to everybody, but now you're coming up and you're doing it all over again? Man, the balls that this woman has. So then they go on to say, how did Deb's statements and threats to you, how do they manifest themselves today? Harassment, I'm humiliated, the campaign against me in front of cameras, I have to relive the trauma, I have my hands shake, and I wake up screaming. The eye rolls that I was doing while she was speaking, I almost rolled my eyes into my brain. That's what I did. I was doing like Undertaker from WWE. I was doing like Undertaker level eye rolling. That's how hard I was eye rolling when this woman was speaking. And then she talks about the rules not to scare her, that her friends have rules, the new people she's dating, they have rules, to not have a panic attack, to relive the trauma, a combat scene I was doing for a movie, and I had a trigger and I melted down. I had a meltdown. The damage I walk around with, I'm not sitting in this courtroom snickering. Really? See, and this is why you saw the picture, it just came up. This is why I have the problem now. This is why I'm starting to get angry. I'm not sitting in this courtroom snickering. I'm not sitting in this courtroom laughing. Really? Like, it's not even entertaining anymore. Like, you remember when she was crying the first time and like we all laughed at it? You remember? Okay, well, this time it's not like that. This time it's like, really? Again? That's exactly what this was like. And then she says, I'm a human being. I don't deserve this. Whatever. Now, have Depp and Waldman's statements impacted your ability for charity work? You really have those statements impacted your ability for charity? Not the fact that you pledged, money and you didn't actually donate the money, even though Amber Heard tried to say that pledge and donate mean the same thing to her? She said, it's because I found a solution to that pain. I used to wake up with panic attacks. I was able to turn the things I lived through into power, or some bullshit like that. I'm not a saint. I'm not trying to present myself as one. I selfishly found relief in being able to use what I've lived through to advocate for others, to give a voice to people that don't have one. So then they ask her what kind of threats. She said, I receive hundreds of death threats regularly, if not every day. Good. For what you've done to this guy, for what you've done to Johnny Depp, you deserve it. And honestly, if someone out there, you know what, I'm not even going to say that. If someone out there does something to her, does she deserve it? I'm not going to sit here and say no. She says, people mocking my testimony about me being assaulted. I just want Johnny to leave me alone. Dude, and she did it again. She kept on to fake crying. And remember I talked about the cycle where she would start a story and then try to fake cry and then she couldn't fake cry, so she had to come out of it. She did it again. So then they started talking. Oh, they do an approach. And then remember she was crying, right? During the approach, she just stops. She's done. She's done crying. Okay. So I guess you weren't actually crying then, weren't you? So then she says, let's talk about why this case has been hard. They do cross from Camille Vasquez. Your lies have been exposed to the world. I haven't lied about anything. Hicksville, Deb got mad about a woman leaning on you, and then she starts talking to the jury again. She says whatever, that Rocky Pennington didn't testify to that. She says, I don't know what Rocky saw. From Hicksville, the guy from Hicksville came to testify. I'm not sure who that guy was. People have come out of the woodwork. And the guy's name was Knight. Knight said you were angry at Depp that he was spending time away from you. How would he know he wasn't there? Dude, she started getting defensive, and it was so obvious. She started getting real defensive. And that ending really fucked her over. And then Camille tells her, it was actually you who was yelling at Depp. I've heard, and then she says, I've heard a lot of people say a lot of things to be involved in the Johnny Depp show. He wasn't there. He didn't know. And then Camille says, so you're calling Knight a liar. What he testified to doesn't match what I know happened. See, I'm telling you, there's something wrong up there. There's something wrong up there. What I know happened. See, what happens with people like this is they make up these stories in their head and then they believe them. That's what happens with these people. They're fucking crazy. Like, I got my own issues. I have some stuff going on up there. I know I do. But I mean, I've been to therapy. I've gone for my issues that I have. Nothing like this. Jesus Christ. Nothing like that. But for someone to say, oh, well, that doesn't match what I know happened. Wow. So then she says, he testified he was there, and she says, that's his testimony. Yes. Knight said the trailer wasn't trash. Remember, she said the trailer was trash because Depp did it. He saw a light fixture that was broken. And then I realized he summed it up that way, but it wasn't a light fixture, whatever. Knight testified that he only charged $62 for a light fixture. Yes. Okay, well, if he only charged you $62, that doesn't sound like he ruined the whole damn trailer, does it? In Hicksville, you were the only one jealous of Depp that he was spending time with others. Incorrect. He wasn't giving you enough attention. Incorrect. You told the jury press wasn't going to be at the court. She says, I misunderstood. I had no idea they were going to be there. Yeah, right. You testified you were in shock when you saw them. Yes. You knew they'd be there. No. You brought your publicist. And then she says, I brought my publicist just in case it blew up. Oh my God. When she said that, I literally put my face in my hand and I started squeezing my own temple because I wanted to knock myself out. I was trying to like go like this as hard as I could. I was like, please pass out. I don't want to hear this woman anymore. And then she says, you testified you had nothing to do with the paparazzi. Absolutely nothing. TMZ received the cabinet video same day you landed in LA. I don't know if that's what he said. So real quick, here it is. I wanted to go over this, and we're going to do it just real quick. Check this out. This guy goes off on her. Here we go.
You know this case is being televised, right?
I am aware that there are cameras.
And so this gets you your 15 minutes of fame, doesn't
Objection, Your Honor. Argumentative.
I can ask that question.
What an asshole.
So I stand to gain nothing from this. I'm actually putting myself kind of in the target of TMZ, a very litigious organization, and I'm not seeking any 15 minutes here. Though you're welcome to speculate. I could say the same thing by taking Amber Heard as a client. For you.
Oh, argumentative, don't you?
Hey,
hardly. I find that to be purely
look at Johnny's
logical.
face. He's all smiling. Even Camille was like, dude, he fucking owned her ass. Damn, and then Elaine was like, a bit argumentative, isn't it? Dumbass. That guy fucking owned them, bro. TMZ received the cabinet video the same day you landed. I don't know if that's what he said. I know that's incorrect. And then she says and then Camille told her, so everyone's lying on the stand but you. And she didn't like really answer because she didn't hear it. She was still talking. She was fucking up today. Amber Heard fucked up today. She did not only the fake crying, but today she was argumentative, she was defensive, and she would go off of the questions that weren't there. Like, you remember when she was trying last week when she came on after the fake crying thing, or I believe it was the week before. I don't know. All these days blend together. The last time she came on, remember, she was like more calm, trying to be more collected. Okay, today she wasn't. She fucked herself. And then so they say the TMZ video was incomplete. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Apparently you edit, and then she says, you edit out the portions that make you look bad before sending it to TMZ. If I wanted to leak something, I could have done it. I could have done a lot more with it. And then Camille gets her ass. You testified earlier that you don't know how to leak things. I don't. And I just wanted to throw the phone at the laptop. Right when she said that, I was writing, and she said, what did she say? Hold on. You testified earlier you don't know how to leak things. And she said, I don't. And I was just like, oh. So then she says, you edited that video to make Depp look bad. You're very wrong. Then they bring out the 799 photo of her and her publicist at the court. The 1316 pic of Heard and Pennington the next day. All you have to do is look at those two pictures, man. All you have to do is look at those two pictures. That's all you got to do. This woman is so full of shit, and I don't even want to ever hear the words Amber Heard again. I never want to hear her name again, I swear, after these last 6 weeks. And it has nothing to do with hate. I don't hate this woman. It's not like, I hate her. Dude, she wanted to make us all look like fools. She wanted us to just sit back, be jackasses, and say, oh yeah, she's a woman, so I'm gonna believe her. That's what she wanted, man. That's all that they wanted, and that's why all the feminists are mad, because how do they work? And when I say feminists, I don't mean the women watching. I mean like the men hating, those third wave hardcore feminists. So then Camille says, there's no bruise there. I disagree. If you say it's taken when it was taken, there's makeup on my face. Dude, the pictures look exactly the same from day to day. You look exactly the same. Look at that. I'm getting angry. Photo 512, which is the wine on the floor. You testify it's downstairs at Penthouse 5. Yes. Is it your testimony this reflects damage during the December 15, 2015 incident? I'm not quite sure. When I see this photo in a vacuum without context. And then you see her testimony follows, and she starts stalling. Page 4603, line 12. They start bringing out her own testimony. You testified this is a pic of the downstairs Penthouse 5. Yes, and she stalls more. She goes on another rant, and then the judge has to stop her. On the third day of the testimony, you said, and then she starts, she does it again, and she starts talking about metadata. If the metadata wasn't redacted, then we'd be able to see this. Stop being an asshole, lady. Stop. Just stop. Nobody has patience for you anymore. Just stop. These are different versions of the same picture. So which is it? If you remove and then look, she said, if you remove the redacted metadata, you can find out. It's right there. And then that's when she got an attitude. This woman copped an attitude. So stupid. So stupid. If you're telling the truth, you'd know, Camille told her. Boom. I'd recognize a portion of spilled wine on a floor, and I'm supposed to know off the top of my head from 5 years of this? That's not how it works. After she said that, when she said, that's not how it works, I literally wanted to have a gun and I wanted to blow my own brains out, because you have to understand this gaslighting that she has been doing. That's all she's doing right now is gaslighting. She's telling us how things are when we already know how they are. And it's infuriating. It's genuinely infuriating. We're almost done. At the beginning of Cross, I showed you an audio. They're talking about her other testimony. At the beginning, I showed you an audio that tell the jury and tell the judge, tell the world you're a victim of domestic abuse. Yes, that's correct. You testified you found it hard to believe that he's a victim. I said I find it hard to believe that he would do that knowing he himself had beat me up for 5 years. Just cut my throat ear to ear so I don't have to hear her anymore. You didn't expect this many people to testify for him. Incorrect. You told the jury that you punched Depp because you thought of Kate Moss being pushed down the stairs. You didn't expect her to testify. Incorrect. I know how many people will come out of the woodwork and be in support of Johnny. Oh my God. The eyes are rolling into the back of my head. So you're saying there's people that come out of the woodwork to support Johnny Depp. And she says everybody who was around in the 90s heard that rumor. And I heard that rumor from multiple people. Of course, that's what flashed through my head when my violent husband swung for me and also swung for my sister. I thought he was going to throw her down the stairs. What? Didn't you say you thought he was going to throw you down the stairs? Which one? You know what? I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm getting an ulcer. You told this jury under oath Mr. Depp was aggressive in Hicksville and trashed the trailer. You didn't expect the manager to come to testify, did you? I've already been through trials with this man. I know how many people will come out to support him. You told this jury under oath you had no idea the paparazzi would be at the courthouse May 27, 2016. You didn't expect TMZ employee to show up and testify that TMZ had been alerted that you would be at the courthouse with your publicist and take a picture of you under the right eye. I know how many people will come out and support him. And that's the power that he has. That's why I wrote the op-ed. I was speaking to that phenomenon. How many people will come out to support him and fall to his power? Fuck. He's a very powerful man, and people love currying favor for powerful men. She said currying favor and risking, Camille Vasquez, currying favor and risking jail time for perjury. She said, I have seen people do this time and time again. That's why I wrote the op-ed. It's almost over. Except Ben King to show up from England. He flew from England to testify that Mr. Depp's fingertip was found exactly where he said it would be. I never heard Johnny testify that he knew where his finger was or where it was found. Whatever. You didn't expect Depp's longtime sound technician to show up and testify that he was not being fed lines in his ear pieces, but that instead it was music, did you? No matter, not that it matters, but of course I expected it. Okay, whatever. And then they ended. I didn't get anything after that. I was sick. I was sick of it. I'm tired. I didn't even bother keep on going with that. Then they did redirect, and Roddenborn with his fucking annoying voice just came on, and I didn't even bother. Honestly, man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I didn't get the redirect or whatever it was. Whatever. I didn't get Roddenborn's stupid ass questions or trying to whatever. I didn't get it. I didn't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear about her anymore. Anything. And we still have tomorrow. And I don't even know the closing arguments. I don't know what they're going to be like. Damn, we just hit 32 minutes. You know what? I'm going to cut it off there because I'm so tired. I'm tired. And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have the power to still be doing this, honestly, because this woman has sucked the life from me. I felt like I was arguing with an ex-girlfriend that I know of, and it's just never ending. It's never ending. And I think personally, thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for clicking the little bell. Share this video with your friends. I think personally we're going to end up hearing in a few months that they're together again, but they're not together again like that. They're together again because she went to meet him somewhere and she did a psycho move on him and she just showed up where he was. I can guarantee it. That's how crazy that woman is. So that's it, man. I think it's over. Do I think Johnny Depp is going to win? I hope so. Do I think he is? I don't know. You don't know how those people in the jury were. You don't know what they were going through. Hopefully they're annoyed. They're as annoyed by her that we are. So hopefully that is it. And hopefully they can see through all her bullshit. So we'll see. But thank you for liking and subscribing. I'm sorry. I know I was really down on this day, but I'm just so exhausted from her. I'm this lying thing, because that's what happens, man. When you're lying and when you lie, you have to keep lying and keep lying and keep lying and keep lying. And people can see that you're lying, but you still have to lie because you have all these lies stacked up. So yeah, like I said, thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you for staying with me this long. We will catch you next time.